If you're a woman listening to me and you've noticed that you keep repeating the same toxic relationship cycle, then this video is for you. You keep seeing yourself in an abusive relationship, one after the other. Like the moment you are leaving an abusive relationship, you still end up seeing yourself in another abusive relationship. No matter how careful you try to get with men, you are following all the advices online and offline. You are doing everything that you've been advised to do right. Yet somehow you just find yourself in an abusive relationship, or you just find yourself with a toxic partner. And by the end of the day, that relationship breaks or ends the same way that the previous one ended. If you ever experience this, or if you're currently experiencing this, then you want to stick with me to the end of this video, because today I am going to be sharing with you 5 reasons why you keep repeating toxic relationship patterns. So let's dive in. The one reason why you keep repeating toxic relationship pattern is because of low self-esteem. You don't value yourself. You don't know your self-worth. You believe that you're not enough. You keep settling for less and bare minimum because you think you're not enough, because you think you're not worthy to be loved properly, due to the fact that you don't have a beautiful body shape, due to the fact that you think you don't have money, you are not this, you're not that. You just have a poor image of yourself, and that keeps affecting your choice of men when it comes to relationship. You want to be in a place where this negative belief that you have about yourself is being reaffirmed. Some persons say things like, I am not beautiful enough, so no handsome guy should actually date me. So you settle for less. They are not handsome and they still maltreat you, and you stay there because you think that you don't deserve to have a handsome guy around your corner. Sometimes you think because you come from a poor background, you don't deserve to date a rich guy. You have all the character, you have all the qualities that these men are looking for. But just because you came from a very poor background, you keep tolerating poor treatment from these men, even when you know that what they are doing to you is not right. And even if somebody tries to stand up for you, you tell them to just leave it like that you are okay with it. But deep down, you're not okay with it. It's just that there's a poor image you have about yourself. And until you start working on your self-esteem, you are going to keep repeating toxic relationship patterns. That is just the honest truth. You cannot attract what you don't believe in. The second reason why you keep repeating toxic relationship pattern is because you have unresolved past. You have trauma from your past, maybe abandonment. You were once in a place where you don't feel enough, or you were made to believe that you're not enough. So you carry this belief about yourself moving around. And whenever you find yourself with a toxic partner, you know that this person is toxic, but you are scared that people will now come and start saying you were the reason why the relationship ended, so you stick there. You are scared that you're not enough. So even when you're noticing that this man has some toxic character that he is exhibiting, you still choose to stay. Because you're thinking that if you leave him and go out there, you might never see someone that is going to love you. You might never see someone that is going to be able to put up with you. You fear that if you challenge him, you're going to get abandoned, or that he's going to abandon you. Maybe you've had a past experience where you were abandoned because of a certain behavior, or because you try to stand up for yourself. You're scared that if you call out this guy on what he's not getting right, he's going to abandon you. And because of this, you just keep quiet and keep tolerating. Sometimes it might even be that people always blame you for every single thing that happens, whether or not it was your fault. So when you enter a relationship and the guy is treating you poorly, you are scared of exiting that relationship because you are scared that people will say it is all your fault. The third reason why you keep finding yourself in a repetitive toxic relationship is because you are scared of being alone. For you, being alone means that nobody wants you. For you, being alone means that you're not enough. For you, being alone means that you don't belong. So you're just scared of being alone. Because you think that being in a relationship is the only way to constantly validate your value, your self-worth. Anybody that comes your way, you enter into a relationship with them. You are not checking the red flags. You are not paying attention to the things they are not doing right. You are not paying attention to some of the things that might hurt you in the future. You're not paying attention to their bad behavior. Even when you're seeing that this person's character is similar to the last person that hurted you in the last relationship you are blinded to it because you're scared that if you begin to call them out and begin to tell them what they are not getting right, they are going to end up leaving you. Even if you don't want to call them out, you are scared of leaving that relationship because of loneliness. Until you get to realize that there's nothing wrong with being by yourself or being alone, you are constantly going to keep revolving around toxic relationship cycles. The fourth reason why you keep ending up with toxic partners in your relationships is because you have unresolved childhood trauma. Maybe you were raised in a home where love was unconditional or inconsistent, where you have to always perform to be loved. Yes, you were raised in a place where your parents or your guardians' love for you was dependent on what you did for them by time. You needed to be a good girl to earn their love. And if at any particular point in time you're not doing well, you're not meeting their expectation, they withdraw the love they have for you. It will love based on your performances. And anytime that performance dropped, the love withdrew. That means that the love was inconsistent. So, because of this childhood trauma or this childhood wound that you have not healed from, you are going to constantly see yourself getting attracted to men who are going to make you to earn their love by performing. You are going to constantly think that you need to do more, you need to be more to actually earn a man's love or to actually get a guy to love you. You are more focused on what you should do right and what you should not do and what you should not do wrong to be loved by that particular guy. And what this thing does is that it's going to make you not to pay attention to the things he's not doing right. Even when he's wrong, even when he's not getting a whole lot of things right, even when he's trying to manipulate you, gaslight you, or guilt trip you, you're not going to notice these things because you are so engrossed, because you are so lost in looking for things to do to make him to love you. You are never going to be able to see that some things are not your fault because you're already used to that pattern, because you're already used to the pattern of getting things done to earn love. So if you don't take your time to dig deep and actually heal this childhood trauma, you might keep on ending up with the wrong men, repeating toxic relationship cycles. Because the more you keep performing, the more you are blinded, seeing that all the stuffs happening in that relationship were never truly your fault. You are not going to be able to see that this guy that you are killing yourself for also has shortcomings. You're never going to get to see that this guy you are killing yourself for also has his own behavior that are bad. Why? Because you were raised in a home where you have to do something to be loved. So as you're entering into that relationship with any guy, you are also focused on what to do to get him to love you. You are always outdoing yourself just to make sure that he loves you. And that is going to blind you from seeing his faults, from seeing all the red flags, even when they are very visible. As a matter of fact, if you see red flags, you're naturally going to think that it is your fault and that is in your place to correct those things to actually make him to love you. So if you don't take your time to heal from this childhood trauma, you might keep repeating toxic relationship patterns until you get to a point where you're going to be tired of love and then think that love or relationship is not for you. The fifth reason why you keep repeating toxic relationship cycle is because you do not heal from your past relationship. Whenever you break off from a relationship, the next thing to do is not to get yourself stuck in another relationship. What you should do next is to take your time to heal properly from that relationship before moving on. This is what happens. Whenever you heal from a relationship before moving on, it's going to help you to see things that was not done right in your previous relationship. It's going to help you to take your time to actually check out the things that was wrong with that guy. It's going to help you to see through all the errors, all the red flags, all the things he was not doing right. And here is what happens. By the time you want to enter into another relationship, because you have taken your time to sit down and heal from all the pain and everything that was not right with that relationship, it's going to help you to easily detect a red flag when you want to enter another relationship. Let's assume that the last person you dated was always gaslighting you or manipulating you or guilt tripping you. If you take your time to heal properly and understand that this thing was guilt tripping, gaslighting, and manipulation, when you're about to enter into another relationship, if you notice that sign in that man, you are going to easily know that this is a red flag, that this is an abusive pattern, and you're going to withdraw because it's not something you want to put up with. Okay? And if you also keep repeating relationships, if your relationships keep failing, at some point you are going to have to sit yourself down and heal properly. If you heal from that relationship, what it's going to do for you is to be able to find out who the fault is from. And if you discover that there are areas of your life you need to work on, it will give you time to work on those areas of your life before moving into the next relationship. Because if you don't actually take your time to work on those areas of your life before moving into the next relationship, that particular habit that you have that keeps chasing men away is still going to surface along the line and still chase those men away, and you end up being single again. And that's how you keep revolving around relationship and never getting to settle. But if by adventure you sit down to heal and discover that the problem was never from you, it was from the men that you were dating, collect all the behavioral patterns and take note of it, so that if you want to go into another relationship and you notice any of this pattern with this man, you really know that you are done, that you're not entering that relationship because it is unhealthy. You are going to be able to detect toxic patterns without stressing your life out. That is one thing that healing from a past relationship before moving into another one is going to do for you. So, if you have not healed from your past relationship and you move on to go into another relationship, I am sorry because you're going to keep repeating that same toxic circle because you're going to find it difficult to discover what is wrong. You're going to find it difficult to actually detect wrong behavioral patterns in men. If any of this resonates with you, I want you to share it in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video.